Hey, so checking in to see how you guys are doing today. Spirit is calling this a pressure cooker. So you know that we're in between the two eclipses, right? We're coming up to it. They're just saying it might feel like we're coming to the finish line, but it might also feel like we are dragging. We are dragging to the finish line. Energetically, there's so much energy coming in, like so much that the body can't handle it all at once. So we're feeling like that totally exhausted, or we're feeling that like wired energy. And then, of course, the crashing, the tired energy that comes in. But on top of all that, because if the physical body, adaptation to all of this energy wasn't enough, we have all of the emotional components, the emotional aspects to this. And I know for me, I can remember a time when my physical body was really sick a couple of years ago when I was going through all my stuff. And I can remember my friends around me, they would be experiencing emotional stuff. So they would have like all these emotional things. And I would say to them, and I'd say to myself, I would trade you any day. I would trade you the emotional stuff for the physical stuff, because without the body, the physical body being able to function, you can't do anything else. Like life just doesn't exist. And now that I'm on the other side of it, now that the physical body is healthy and strong, and now I'm, processing all the emotional stuff, I definitely can say, I don't know if one's easier than the other. Honestly, they're both they can be debilitating, right? Like when you've got all that emotional component stuff showing up for you, and your mind gets crazy busy, and then there's these highs and these lows, and you're having to deal with this stuff, and you don't even know what's coming out of your mouth, and you don't know why your brain is thinking what it's thinking. It's all of this stuff. It's not easy, right? It's not easy to process. And so Spirit is giving us this insight into kind of how and what the purpose of this is right now. Okay, so have you guys ever done that? Have you like literally asked yourself, okay, yeah, you know what? I'm a soul. I'm on an ascension journey. I've come here to Earth to help raise the frequency, to heal, all that, right? Reads well on paper. But in actuality, it looks a little bit different. Have you ever asked yourself, like, what is the purpose? Like, what is the purpose? What's the purpose of all the stuff I'm doing, of all the balls that I'm juggling, of all the, the gurus I'm following, of all the guidance I'm taking? What's the purpose? What's the purpose of it? It's a big question, right? And so Spirit is saying right now, the purpose of what we're going through this particular cycle is to know ourselves better, to develop a healthy relationship with ourselves. Now, let that sink in for a minute, because you're probably thinking, I'm good with myself. I don't have any problems with myself. It's all of the things around me that are the problems, right? Here's the thing. And don't get mad at me. Don't shoot the messenger on this one. But all that stuff that's showing up around us, all those people with the reactions that they're having, with the toxic energy that they're spewing at us, all of the stuff that's happening out there is happening because of what's happening in here. Right? That nobody wants to acknowledge that part, because what happens, and it's not to any fault of our own, because we just go on autopilot. We just go on autopilot, get up in the morning, do your stuff, put your clothes on, brush your teeth, do your job, blah, blah, blah. We go on autopilot. So there's very little time to do that soul searching, to do that connecting with self, to do that. What's my inner dialogue like right now? How am I supporting myself? Am I supporting myself in all ways right now? Or am I just getting by? Am I like just bare minimum? Okay, I brushed my teeth, I brushed my hair, now I'm going to go do my humaning, my job, my whatever, take care of my responsibilities. And then there's no more checking in. There's no more getting to know yourself, getting to know the density, getting to know the emotions, there's no more of that, right? We give very, very little time to ourselves for that. And we don't realize that all of those people that are showing up in our lives, all the relationships, all the, the work aspects of it, every single interaction that we are having outside of ourselves is happening so that we can better serve ourselves. Does that make sense to you guys? And it's very interesting because we're in this pressure cooker of energy right now. You're going to find the outside environment to be very hostile, very unstable, very insecure, very brash, very all of that. You're going to be feeling that because that's collective energy. And everybody, depending on where they are on their path, where their base frequency is, they're all going to be affected by it. That includes us. That includes us. So our job right now is, and it's not an easy one. I wish it was. I wish I could just show up in my, in my full Buddha form, and not have any kind of reaction to, all of the stuff. But, I'm having the awareness that it is my job to recognize that I'm having those reactions, to recognize first and foremost which part of me is communicating, which part of me is running the dialogue, which is, this good old part of my human avatar there. And then it's entirely up to me to be like, oh, okay, so this is a lesson. This is a lesson. How am I doing with this lesson? Am I bringing up all kinds of emotional energy that is not serving a purpose? Am I adding fuel to the fire? Am I making the density that's within me larger by creating drama around it? Right? This is how we develop that relationship to self. This is how, and we do, Spirit's just saying, we also do less talking and more listening, right? Less talking to self. So less chatter, less, oh, this person, that person, this situation, that situation, I got to do this, less chatter and more listening. More breathing, more grounding, more connection with self. That's the purpose of what's happening right now. More connection with self. And it's the perfect time to do it because, of course, Mercury, our communication planet, is still in retrograde. It's going to be in retrograde until April 7th. So, of course, this is the perfect opportunity for you to go within and have the big, deep, meaningful conversations, heartfelt conversations with yourself. Because the truth is, if you're looking for that outside of yourself, it's probably not going to go the way you anticipate. Just so you know, communication is skewed right now. It's not clear. There's not a lot of clarity. So this then gives us the opportunity to go within, right? To be like, okay, relationship with myself. What does that even mean? What does that even mean? What are my basic needs right now in this moment? What are my basic needs? And am I supporting myself in every way that I can? These are big questions, and we need to ask ourselves this right now. This is going to be this pressure cooker time. Everything is getting squeezed and pushed up to the surface. But the safest place for us to be is here. It's in here. So this is going to be where we go right now. This is our retreat. We're going to retreat within, right? What's self-serving? What's my purpose right now? What's the purpose of what I'm doing, what I'm experiencing? Big questions to ask yourself. Let us know in the comments how you're doing with all of this. Sending you guys huge, huge blessings.